The St. Louis Cardinals are a team reaching for greatness. They're in first place in the NFC's Eastern Division, and today, against the New York Giants, they seek their 5th straight win. The Cardinals, as usual, have an effective passing attack led by number 17, Jim Hart, though he's been labeled erratic by some experts, and 3 of the most highly regarded receivers in football, number 80, Dave Williams, Jackie Smith, and Gillian. But this year, for the first time, St. Louis has the running to match the air game. MacArthur Lane, number 36, is the NFC's top rusher. He's averaging over 6 yards per carry. Lane and running mate 230-pound Sid Edwards have made opponents so ground conscious that Hart and his good group of receivers are now even more dangerous. New York fans finally have something to cheer about as the Giants have won 2 straight after having lost their first 3 games. One of the main reasons is number 30, Ron Johnson, who has been able to lend convincing running balance to an offense that has been too long dependent on one man, Fran Tarkenton. It's been a long time since New York has had a runner who could make a defense concerned about the long game. But Tarkenton still remains the basis of the Giant attack. Today, the Scrambler will be playing in his 132nd straight NFL game. In fact, the former Georgia star has never missed a game in high school, college, or pro. This is remarkable enough for anyone, but even more incredible when Tarkenton's scrambling style is considered. Today's game is a big one for New York. A win will project them into the role of title contenders. But there's something else. The Giants used to own the town, but since 1967, when the Jets first became contenders, local loyalties have leaned the other way. A big Giant victory today might reverse the pendulum of interest back toward Yankee Stadium. I'm Jack Whitaker, and this is the NFL Game of the Week. The New York Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. The game began with New York kicking to St. Louis, so it would be up to the Giant defense to get Alex Webster's victory plan off to a good start. The strategy was to stop the Cardinal runs and force St. Louis to rely on their passing. Thus, it would be up to the vastly improved front four, which was so instrumental in New York's shutout of the Patriots last week. But on the first play, Hart drilled a pass to Williams, number 80, for a first down. Then St. Louis went to its powerful running game, and the Giant defense went to work. Lane, number 36, and Edwards were alternately sent into New York's defense and gained virtually nothing. They're still a long way from the Huff-Robustelli era, but Bob Lurtsema, Jerry Shea, Jim Kinnicky, and young Fred Dreyer had immediately set the tempo of the game, and they had set it in the Giants' favor. The Giant offense got their chance and continued the theme of a Giant upset. Tarkenton started off flying with 2 passes to Clifton McNeil. The first a down and outer for 12 yards, and the second the bomb. McNeil had Roger Worley beaten on the play, but the Cardinal cornerback grabbed his belt to save the touchdown. It amounted to a 59-yard pass play. From the 3, Tarkenton found Aaron Thomas standing in complete isolation in the end zone for the score. The Giants had swiftly drawn first blood. A repeat of the scoring play shows that Tarkenton nearly collided with Ron Johnson when he dropped back. The New York game plan was working to perfection. They now had the early lead they needed so badly. Jim Hart and the Cardinals came out throwing. Despite heavy pressure from the Giants, Hart lofted a sideline pass to Gilliam at the 37. Then the Cardinal quarterback fired a strike to Davy Williams that put St. Louis in Giant territory. With the Giants reeling from the air barrage, St. Louis successfully went to its ground attack for the first time this afternoon. Sid Edwards tore through right tackle to the New York 29-yard line. Then MacArthur Lane sped around the left flank for another first down on the New York 20. Here, the Giant attack stiffened. Hart forced a pass to Dave Williams in the end zone, but Willie Williams was right with him and made the save. Then the New York defense forced Hart out of his pocket, and he had to throw on the run. His pass to Gilliam was out of bounds. St. Louis had controlled the ball on a long drive, but had to settle for 3 points instead of 7 on Jim Bakken's field goal. New York 7, St. Louis 3. The Cardinal drive had been steady and methodical, but New York's offense was quick striking. Tarkenton barely avoided the Cardinal rush and found Bob Tucker along the sideline. Then from the St. Louis 41, Tarkenton faked to a setback and fired a bullet over the middle to Tucker, who sped in for the touchdown. It was the start of a big day for the rookie tight end, who last year played for the Pottstown Firebirds. New York now led 14-3. We'll return with more of the exciting action on the NFL Game of the Week.
This classic sports presentation is brought to you by Gateway 2000. Personalized computers shipped factory direct. Gateway 2000, you've got a friend in the business.
When you buy a computer factory direct from Gateway 2000, our tech experts are there for you around the clock. What keeps them going?
4 hours. When I fix their problems, guys that I don't even know will just come out and say, "I love you, Gretchen. I'm married." At least I know I still got it.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You've got a friend in the business. Give us a call.
Arm yourself with a new kind of deodorant protection. Arm & Hammer deodorant. The only one that absorbs and then eliminates odor with baking soda. This man used Arm & Hammer under his left arm and deodorant without baking soda under his right. After a full day's work, odor detectors showed Arm & Hammer eliminated odor, while the side without baking soda simply covered it up. That's why we're confident it's a better kind of protection. So arm yourself with new Arm & Hammer deodorant, a better kind of deodorant protection.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything were guaranteed like cable service?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's $20.
I'm sorry your table wasn't ready. Your dinner will be free.
It would be nice, but only your cable company offers you these guarantees. On-time service appointments or $20 refund. Guaranteed. And on-time installation or it's free. Guaranteed. Too bad everything isn't guaranteed like cable service.
Sorry we're late, folks. This flight will be free.
Classic Sports delivers the fight cards you don't want to miss. A ringside seat to the world's largest library of boxing's best fights. From lightweights to heavyweights, you don't have to wait, because every night is fight night. The night at the fights, weeknights on Classic Sports.
With New York leading 14-3 at the start of the second period, it became apparent this was not to be St. Louis's day. Hart was under terrific pressure and was often throwing off balance. When the ball did reach his receivers, they couldn't hold on. The Giants' strategy was working perfectly now. St. Louis had to ignore their potent ground game and pass. It didn't work. New York got the ball, and Tarkenton immediately stung them with a pass to Tucker at the 48. On the next play, for the first time, the Cardinal pass rush made contact, and Tarkenton was stopped, but not for long. The scrambler came right back with passes to McNeil and Tucker to bring New York to the Cardinal goal. Tarkenton, razor sharp today, was having the greatest game of his 10-year career. He completed his first 10 passes of the game. On the 13, Tarkenton passed to McNeil, who beat Miller far for the Giants' third touchdown. A repeat shows Tarkenton never looked any way but McNeil's and had the time to let him beat his defender, then loft the ball into his arms. Down by 18 points and with time running out in the half, St. Louis had to throw, and everyone in the ballpark knew it. But Hart threw over the middle to Gilliam, who managed to hold on to the ball. Then the Cardinal quarterback went for the bomb and barely missed. There is a theory in the NFL that if you throw more than 30 passes, you're in trouble. Today, Hart would throw 40, and the Cardinals most definitely were in trouble. Hart went for the long pass to Gilliam again, and this time was successful. Gilliam had beaten number 26, Ken Parker, a rookie from Fordham, who was subbing for the injured Scott Eaton. The inexperienced Parker was picked on all day. Excellent blocking by the left side of the Cardinal line allowed Sid Edwards to pick up good yardage on an infrequent St. Louis run. Then Hart completely surprised New York with a reverse to tight end Jackie Smith, which gained 26 yards to the Giant 3. Watch number 44, safety Tom Longo, play off a screen block by Dave Williams and slow Smith enough to be tackled. That saved the touchdown. Now with the first down on the Giant 3, the New York defense had its greatest moment. They forced St. Louis to take 4 shots from the goal. They held on 3 of them and received a standing ovation from the crowd. On the 4th attempt, Lane barely made it in on a dive. The Cardinals had scored, but New York ruled the game 21-10 as the half ended.
Converse presents This Day in Classic Sports History, July 28, 1993. A record to forget after this.
The shoe that started it all is back in ball. Introducing the new All-Star for the next All-Star.
July 28, 1983. Mets pitcher Anthony Young has lost a Major League record 27 straight games, and today he blows a 9th-inning lead. But the Mets bail him out in the bottom half, and Anthony Young is the winner for the first time in 15 months. Tune in every day for This Day in Classic Sports.
Until now, you've never seen the whole story of war. Because no one's ever told the whole story before. The technology and bravery. The sacrifices and atrocities. The power and the horror of 100 years of war. The complete history of the conflicts, wars, and rebellions of the 20th century. The century of warfare. The definitive visual record of modern war. From the experts at Time Life Video. Be there at every major battle in the midst of action you've never seen before. You'll see for the first time rare footage from behind enemy lines. You'll finally get the whole picture. But you can't get Century of Warfare at this price anywhere else. This is an exclusive TV offer. Start with Air War. See what the pilots saw in World War II. And find out how close we came to losing the battle for Europe's skies. Now, you can get the facts behind every conflict of our century. From war at sea, to Iron Curtain, to Vietnam. From the beginnings, on up to yesterday's headlines. Madmen, past and present. Unbelievable gallantry under fire. Never before has the entire history of modern conflict been brought together in one comprehensive series. The Century of Warfare from Time Life. It's 100 years of combat footage from both sides with action you've never seen before. Call now and start with Air War for only $4.99. No other documentary about war is so complete with film that's been secret for over 50 years. So call now before it's too late.
20th Century of Warfare Air War video. Call 1-800-975-5252. That's 1-800-975-5252. Or send $4.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling to Century of Warfare, Department 5, Richmond, Virginia 23280.
The way to get the message across to the ball carrier is to hit him, lift him up, and put him on his back. I want to just let them know that they've been hit. And when they get up, they don't have to look to see who was that hit them.
Classic Sports Network, where the legends play.
Leading by 11, Tarkenton surprisingly would continue to pass in the third quarter, but his string of 10 straight completions came to a halt on his first attempt. In fact, the third quarter saw Tarkenton and the Giants go scoreless. The usually reliable Joe Morrison dropped 2 passes, and Tarkenton himself just missed connecting on another. Incredibly, however, these 3 were the only incompletions of the game for Tarkenton, as he would go on to have his biggest day ever, 15 for 18 for 260 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Cardinals, too, failed to score in this period. In fact, their only first downs would be provided by punter Chuck Latourette. First, he dazzled them with his footwork. Then he dazzled them with his acting to draw a penalty. Aside from Latourette, the Cardinals continue to go nowhere against the rejuvenated Giants defense. The Giant line was unable to be moved nor fooled. Refusing to go for a play fake, Bob Lertzema, number 71, dropped Hart on one occasion. And on many other occasions, though Hart's protection was adequate, he would fail to hit the open man. In his first 5 games, Hart had overcome the reputation of being a wild, inaccurate passer. But today it began to haunt him again. Of course, being behind forced him to gamble more often than he would have liked. The Cardinals, too, couldn't buy a break, as Bakken's field goal attempt hit the upright to end another futile drive. Then, late in the quarter, the Giants began to roll towards another score, and Tarkenton used his running attack, and in particular, number 30, Ron Johnson, for much of the drive. Repeating this play, watch the Giants' right guard, number 63, Doug Van Horn, throw a key block to spring Johnson for extra yardage. The Cardinals' defense was now unable to contain either the passing or running of New York. On 3rd and 1, Johnson, the NFC's 4th leading rusher, dove for the first down to keep the drive going. The Giants were then set back by a major penalty, but Johnson started them moving again. Having set up the defense beautifully with 7 straight runs, Tarkenton now went to the air, and Tucker took his 5th reception of the game into Cardinal territory. New York then moved to the St. Louis 30 on a perfect rollout option play. Behind excellent protection, Tarkenton flipped to Johnson, who got the first down. The Johnson for Homer Jones trade was looking better every week for New York. Fran was forced to scramble for the first time in the quarter, and he managed 5 to the 25. On 3rd down with 4 yards to go, the mad scrambler was at it again, but came up inches short of a first down at the 20. So Webster disdained the field goal on 4th down, and Fredrickson made it. This was one of the key plays of the game. The Giant fans knew it and loved it. 2 plays later, Tucker beat Latourette, and Tarkenton had his 4th touchdown pass of the game. The 4th down gamble had paid off. Instead of 24-10, it was 28-10, and St. Louis had less than 15 minutes to catch up. We'll be right back with more of the exciting action on the NFL Game of the Week.
Join the team with the Classic Sports Network t-shirt. Just call 1-888-LEGENDS, and for only $11.95, you can wear the t-shirt that tells the world you're a Classic Sports fan. It comes in gray or tan, so please specify color and size. And now, for the first time, Classic Sports is offering our limited edition cap. It's only $13.95 and available in both green and white. So call 1-888-LEGENDS and order your Classic Sports gear today.
In 1 year, over 200,000 people got the perfect stomach with 8-minute abs. Just listen to these results.
I went from this flabby spare tire to a washboard stomach. Thanks, 8-minute abs.
I used to wear loose clothes to hide my tummy, but look, now I use 8-minute abs.
8-minute abs is great. I pop it in, I'm done, and it works.
8-minute abs takes you through a series of simple movements scientifically designed for fast results.
I use 8-minute abs, and I recommend it to all of my clients.
The secret is using the abdominal muscles in a specific sequence to maximize effectiveness, and it gets the job done in only 8 minutes.
If you've got 8 minutes and a VCR, you'll get great abs too.
Call during this special offer, and we'll give you a $5 rebate coupon. That's right, now for just $9.95 with rebate, you too can have slim, trim, 8-minute abs, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. But you must call right now.
Satisfaction's guaranteed, so call 1-800-413-4433. That's 1-800-413-4433.
Jackie Roosevelt Robinson.
How about Larry Bird? That's all.
No one ever said I couldn't hit.
Pride and being Green Bay Packers.
I must be the greatest.
The drama of the championship game against the then Oakland Raiders, and Oakland Raiders again, when Joe, it was a shootout. It was La Monica, it was Namath. It was cold, it was Shea Stadium, it was the wind swirling, it was freezing. We were behind, and Namath just brought us back on this swirl, on this magic arm that he had. Hits Maynard with a couple of key passes. We go in for a touchdown. We go ahead. We win the game in a great game in incredibly, difficult conditions. And that's what I remember about Namath. When you needed it, he was there and provided it.
Jackie Roosevelt Robinson.
How about Larry Bird? That's all.
No one ever said I couldn't hit.
Pride and being Green Bay Packers.
I must be the greatest.
Tonight at 7, catch Encore on Ice, the 1987 World Pro Figure Skating Championship. Then, tee off at 8 with the magic of the majors on Golf in All Its Glory. And at 9, watch Chris Everett's Farewell to Wimbledon on Center Court Classics. Watch it all tonight on Classic Sports Network.
New York was playing a near-perfect game in all departments. No fumbles, no interceptions, and Pete Gogolak's towering kickoffs had prevented little or no returns all day. Down by 18, Jim Hart had to pass for the rest of the game, and New York knew it. Protecting against the bomb, the Giants secondary gave Hart and John Gilliam the medium-range completions. But linebacker Ralph Heck smelled out a screen to Edwards and caused a 6-yard loss. So on 3rd down, Hart tried a sideline pattern, but met disaster. Safety Tom Ongo stepped in and stole the pass and almost went all the way. On a repeat of the interception, we can see that what really caused it was the pressure from the Giant line, especially number 89, Fred Dreyer. Hart really never saw Longo make his move, and his pass was thrown more from desperation than from confidence. Longo's 33-yard return set New York up on the 5. It looked like New York would have a sure 7 points again. But on 1st down, number 26, Latterette, and number 22, Roger Worley, stopped Johnson from turning the corner. The Giants moved to the 1, however, as Latterette was called for interference with the receiver Fredrickson. On 1st and 1, Johnson dove to the goal, but he forgot something. Something in the right corner of the screen. The ball. The Cardinals recovered and had their first big break. Jim Hart began to move his team downfield. A pass to Gilliam got 20 yards. As the official, not only watched the spot at which Gilliam went out, but also watched Gilliam extricate himself from the all too familiar position in which a receiver often finds himself. Hart failed on his next attempt, however, as we see how Ralph Heck's defensive play looked to receiver Williams. Hart came right back to Williams and connected with the talented receiver down to the Giants' 41. But 3 plays failed, and on 4th down, Hart went for it all. Behind perfect protection, he spiraled it deep. Dave Williams had beaten his man and made the grab. On a repeat, watch the Cardinals' right tackle, number 73, All-Pro Ernie McMillan, hold out Lertzema as Hart's perfect pass and Williams' circus catch made it 28-17. With 7 minutes left, if they could quickly get the ball back and score, St. Louis was not out of it yet. But Ron Johnson swiftly put an end to such thoughts on the ensuing kickoff. On a beautiful run back that demonstrated all his skills, Johnson went 70 yards to the Cardinals' 21 before Johnny Rowland caught him. Now, trying to eat up the clock as well as the yards, Tarkenton stayed on the ground. Johnson took it to the 3, and 2 plays later, a short flip to Herman gave Fran his 5th scoring pass, and the Giants an insurmountable 35-17 lead. St. Louis was in an impossible position now, and it was just a matter of time. This flat pass to Edwards was their last gasp. 2 plays later, Ralph Heck intercepted on the Cardinals' 38. With 2 minutes to play, Alex Webster took every one of his starters out to a standing ovation. The coach and his fans must have nostalgically recalled their glory days when this was a frequent occurrence at Yankee Stadium. So, as substitutes Dick Shiner and Les Shy dutifully ran out the clock, the New York Giants posted their 3rd consecutive victory to move into 2nd place in the NFL East, 1 game behind the Cowboys and Cardinals. Their 35-17 victory belonged to everyone, to their coach, to a tough defense, to an outstanding offensive line, to a potential superstar, Ron Johnson, and to a quarterback who has found that the Big Apple is no different than any other town in America. When you lose, nobody wants you. But when you win, all the world loves a scrambler.